Caroline Duran, and today we have a special interview with Fidel Castro, being interviewed by our very own reporter, Marco Antonio Vera.
Good afternoon. My name is Marco Antonio Vera, and today we have a special coverage with Fidel Castro straight from Cuba. Let's see what he has to say. Good afternoon, Castro. Thank you for being with us today.
Oh no, thank you for having me today.
Castro, I would like to ask you some questions if that's okay with you. First, to start off, what's the status of the U.S. and Cuban relationships?
They're virtually non-existent. There is a U.S. mission in our capital, Havana, but it has minimum communication with Cuban government. And also, we allow just Americans with immediate family to visit once every 3 years for a maximum 2 weeks or so.
Being that said, what do you think is the U.S. public opinion of Cuba?
Well, to be truly honest, to start off, I don't care what the U.S. has to say about Cuba. Some U.S. constitutionists would like to resume relations. U.S. agricultural groups already deal with Cuba and other economic want access to the Cuban government. Opinions in Congress are mixed. A group of opinions in Congress are mixed. A group of influential Republicans, lawmakers from Florida, like, for example, Lincoln Diaz-Baltar and his brother Mario Diaz-Baltar. Still, many favor improving relations with Cuba. In 2002, a bipartisan group of senators, the Congressional Cuban Working Group, proposed a set of measures that included lifting the travel ban and allowing private financing of food and agriculture sales. Both the Houses and Senate voted yes, but the President Bush turned a veto.
Castro, from what you just said, I can tell you don't sound very happy with the U.S. What is the main irritation between the U.S. and Cuban relationships?
A fundamental capability of political views, while experts say the United States won't regime change. But let me make it clear, the most important objective of the Cuban government is remaining in power at all costs.
So if staying in power is important to Cuba, how is the economy of Cuba at the moment?
Cuba has the third largest nickel reserves in the world and is the country's biggest export. Tourism is new. The economy's largest source of revenue, primarily from Canada and European unions, which brings us 2.7 billion into the country and hundreds of millions of dollars from investments from Venezuela, Spain, and China. As you can see, we have no problems whatsoever.
Okay, going back to the last question, you said something about Venezuela. How does Venezuela assist Cuba?
In October 2000, Chavez and me signed the Internal Cooperation Accord, an agreement that specified an exchange for Venezuelan oil for Cuban services. Venezuela now sells us some crude oil daily at preferential prices.
Castro, thank you very much for your time. This would be all for now.
No, thank you.
We'll be back after a short commercial break. Don't change the channel for more information on the Cuban-American relationships.
El silencio dice más que 1000 palabras y me ha dicho de todo, que no vas a volver, no, no. Te escribo estas líneas y no es para que vuelvas. No interpreta mi intención. A que te pego por lo ahí, a que te pego si hay, a que te pego, ay, ay, a que te pego yo, a que te pego por lo ahí, a que te pego si hay, a que te pego, ay, ay, a que te pego yo, a que te pego por lo Más sigue ahí, ay, ay. A que te pego, a que te pego. Sigue el juego, persíguelo, persíguelo, persíguelo aquí en la zona. Persíguelo, 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 juguetona. Persíguelo, persíguelo, que el ritmo no perdona, no perdona, no perdona.
Please call 1-800-000-000. Call today. AC Salsa Dance.
Now we have our very own commenter, Anabel talking about our current status with Cuban-American relationships.
Hello, my name is Anabel Ventura, and I'm going to be talking about the political cartoon about the relationships between the U.S. and Cuba. As you can see, Earth represents the United States. It is supported by many, many countries. And Cuba is the lonely, isolated planet on the far side. Thank you for listening.
Well, this wraps up our show for today, and we'll see you again tomorrow on the 4 o'clock news.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mambo number 5. One, two, three, four, five. Everybody in the car, so come on, let's ride to the liquor store around the corner. The boys say they want some gin and juice, but I really don't wanna be a buzz like.
Hi, my name is Caroline Duran, and today we have a special interview with Fidel Castro, being interviewed by our very own reporter, Marco Antonio Vera. We'll be back after the short commercial.
Could you just re-say it again? Okay, yeah, you can go now.
We'll be back after the short commercial break.
It's okay, it's okay.
Okay. We'll be back after a short commercial break. Please don't change your channel.
I'm sorry, okay,
Sorry.
Okay.
Now, we'll be back after a short commercial break. We'll be back after this short commercial break. Please don't change the channel. Please stay. We'll be back after a short commercial. Don't change the channel. Stay tuned for more information on the Cuban-American relationships. No, I didn't refill that! You're supposed to.
Okay.
No, it was perfect.
Okay. 4 o'clock.
Good afternoon. I forgot what I was going to say. God is messing with me. Say.
A little bit of Rita's all I need. A little bit of Tina's what I see. A little bit of Sandra in the sun. A little bit of Mary all night long. A little bit of Jessica, here I am. A little bit of you makes me your man. Trumpet! The trumpet! Mambo number 5. A little bit of Monica in my life. A little bit of Erica by my side. A little bit of Rita's all I need. A little bit of Tina's what I see. A little bit of Sandra in the sun.